Welcome to the Boss Experience, the #1 app for networking and entertainment. My name is Twanita Dozier. I am the CEO and the visionary of the Boss Experience mobile app, and I'm here with Kimberly Lawson. We're going to be talking to her today about her business, what she does, her experience with the app, and so much more. So Kimberly, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers and tell us all about your business?
Hello, beautiful bosses. So I am Kimberly Lawson of Lawson Learning Academy and Sherelle Inc. So I wear many hats. One of my favorite hats is mom. My second favorite hat is boss. So I am the CEO and founder of Lawson Learning Academy, LLC. It is a consulting firm. And I am the founder of Sherelle Inc., LLC, which is a publishing company.
Okay, so tell us the inspiration behind your businesses.
Well, Sherelle Inc. Publishing, that was 100% a no-brainer for me because writing is my first love. Writing is one of my many passions. And so I actually started writing at the age of 6 and wrote many things never published. And once it was time to publish, it only made sense that I start my own company and began publishing work there, just because I'm so passionate about writing and my work. And sometimes with larger publishers, it's all about, book sales, downloads, things like that. It's not at all about the work. And so with Sherelle Inc., my focus is always about the work. It's always about the artistic vision. And so that has to stay at the forefront. Lawson Learning Academy, truthfully, this idea came from some pain. I suffered a tragedy in my family. My entire family did. We lost someone who was very dear to us. And I had to find purpose behind this death because it just did not make sense. And in me exploring that and reflecting on all of the conversations we had, reflecting on all of the things that he taught me, as well as my granddad, I realized that I had always been an entrepreneur. I just had not given myself credit for being an entrepreneur. So I then decided that, you know what, I'm going to give myself credit. Well, credit is due, is now time to pay there. And so I started Lawson Learning Academy with my passion and drive for helping individuals live out their purpose, live out their passion. And so that's where it came from.
Okay, awesome. And I definitely can see your passion for what you do. That's great. One thing I like to say about that is we have a lot of people pursuing businesses, but they're not really passionate about it. So it is refreshing to see an entrepreneur like yourself who is very passionate about what they do. So tell us, who is your ideal client? Tell us your ideal client.
My ideal client is anyone who has a dream. Honestly. But your dream cannot be money. Money cannot be the forefront of your dream, because I'm all about turning your purpose and your passion into a business, which is going to lead to profit. But I don't want that to be your driving force. I don't want money to be what you're looking for. My ideal client has a vision, has a dream, and my ideal client is full of passion about whatever he or she wants to do. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous you think that your passion, your idea is. I promise you that when we link up together, I will help you discover how that can be a business. So my ideal client is also one who wants to build something for their family. I'm all about legacy. I'm all about building a legacy, something that you can leave behind, something that's going to live on beyond you. So my ideal client has to have a dream, has to be passionate in their purpose, and also wants to build something that is going to be long-standing.
All right. Now tell us, how can I say this? So when you have people come to you for your assistance, for your services, is there a specific industry that you see the most of people coming to you for help, or, does the industries kind of space out to just about any and everything?
The industry is pretty much spaced out to different things. I have clients who have started trucking companies. I have clients who have started a seamstress business.
Wow.
I have clients who are building a CBD empire. So it varies. So it's not like I'm looking for someone in a particular industry and I turn them away. When I see a lot more of, though, is small businesses, because I like that. I like small businesses because when you support a small business, you know directly, where your money is going, who you are helping to benefit. And that goes into the whole legacy part. So it's very varied. My clients are multifaceted, and I love that. I love that because it really, it just keeps everything interesting on my end, and I just love seeing, these dreams become reality.
Awesome. Now, outside of your business, do you work a 9 to 5, or are you doing your businesses full time?
So I am still working the 9 to 5, and it's because it's another area where I have a lot of passion. I am a full-time educator. And so, that in itself, that's a really big thing. And I have tried to step away from it a couple of different times, but again, being in front of people, helping directly, I'm an addict to that. If there's an addiction here, I am addicted to helping people. And so being in the classroom with my students, I'm able to pour more into them than just simply the standards. I have so many students that come back to me, that are now adults, and they say, hey, your class really helped me. I really feel like, the knowledge that you poured into me, the realistic examples, that these are things that I'm able to carry with me into my adulthood. That, I'm telling you, oh my God, that's such a warm feeling. And a couple of my students have actually started businesses.
Wow.
So they were in the classroom with me. And I teach them on the middle school level. For that to carry from middle school through high school, through college and beyond, that is such a rewarding feeling, and I'm giving back. So I'm an addict. I don't know when I will be able to turn that loose and focus solely on my business. Right now, I'm doing a great job of balancing it all. But when you are passionate about something, it's really hard to walk away.
And you brought up a good point for my next question about balance. Tell us, how is that balance going for you? And also tell us, how was that transition from doing 9 to 5 to starting your own business, and trying to balance that together?
Well, I call myself a little bit of a maniac because, the hours are insane. What I can say about the balance, one thing that I've really learned that is very important to structure your life. And so, people get into working for themselves. They have this idea that, hey, I'm going to work for me. I determine when, what I do. But having structure makes the balance a lot better. So I know that weekends are more family time for me. So I try to do very little work on the weekends. I will give a couple of hours out of the day for work, and that's it. The rest of the time is for family. I make a point of not scheduling consultations or strategy sessions with clients after 6 p.m. so that it allows me to have that family time. And when I have my downtime with my family, I spend it on my family. So we're grilling on the weekends. We do a lot of movie nights, just really making sure that all the time that I have, that there's a real purpose for it, and that my family feels my presence. And so I cannot be watching the movie, but I'm also on my computer, responding to emails and all of those things. When it is family time, I shut it down. It's family time. Before the pandemic, we always had scheduled vacations, and I let my kids know that, like, hey, we're going on vacation. This is when it is. And they will count down, and they will be very excited. And the entire time that I'm on vacation, you do not see you do not see me working. I mean, it's one of those things that has to happen so that my family doesn't feel as if they're being neglected because I'm working, because that's really important with it. The pandemic has helped some, I will say, in the aspect of business, because in business, you really have to be able to pivot. Mm-hmm. And the pandemic has proven the importance of it. And so a lot of the things that I actually do, I'm able to do online, and my clients have been very understanding of the virtual meeting, the teleconferences and things like that. So it has been great. There are some things that we are not able to necessarily do right now, but for the most part, it's been really good for me.
Awesome. And you know what? You touched on a good point about when you were talking about balance. It is important to make sure that you are giving your all to what you're trying to balance. So if you're trying to balance family and work, and you're setting that time aside for family, it is important to give that full attention to family, because that is the purpose of you trying to balance everything. So I want to say, kudos to you. That's a big thing. You do have people who cannot balance very well, and it sounds like you have it down to a T as a true boss. So I'm sure your family greatly appreciates that. And, speaking of the pandemic, I think that plays a good role with shifting and pivoting and I would say mental health, and having that time focused on what's important right now, because as you said, the pandemic has showed us that learning how to pivot is important. And I think that with the pandemic, a lot of the shift has been on balancing and mental health and self-care. I'm really happy to know that you are able to handle that, because we have a lot of business that can't. And so kudos to you. That's a great thing.
Yes, pivoting is so important. It's so important to be able to pivot. I actually did a video about it a few weeks back, about the importance of being able to pivot, and then also about tips from working from home. And so, and I've had actually some consultations with businesses that are working to pivot during the pandemic. Okay, this is what I've been doing. Help me come up with a strategy to make this work. What can I offer in place of that? So it's important. And, it's all about multi-streams, being multifaceted, being able to think about things in a variety of ways, go through it, and that's one thing that I do. Like, okay, this is your goal, but let's talk about plan B, C, and D. Let's hope that we don't get the D, but if we need a D, we're going to have a D in place.
Awesome. And that's good to know that you are making sure your clients have that strategy available and ready in case they need it, because I will say that pandemic has definitely caught everybody off guard. And everyone, not everyone, but I'm sure a lot of people have had a hard time with coming up with plan B, C, and D, because that's something they didn't strategize about. That's something that we didn't foresee. So it's really good to know that you are going that extra mile to help your clients, prepare themselves in case they need to have B, C, and D. So kudos to you. Look at you.
Hey, listen. This pandemic has taught us all to also that we need multiple streams of income. And that is, one of the things that is really important right now. And that's why I push people so much to, let's turn this dream. Let's not just sit on this. Let's turn this into a business, because unfortunately, a lot of people lost their job during this pandemic, or they're sitting on unemployment, but you don't know that when this is over, what is going to be left for you. And so that is why, it's so important that you have more than one stream of income. And people have this misconception that if you start a business, the business has to be the only income. Absolutely not. While you are still collecting your unemployment for the job that you are not working, while you are still working, but you have reduced hours, that is the perfect time to start a business, to create that second stream of income, that second or third stream of income, so that in the event that something else happens, because what we keep hearing here in America, they're expecting a second wave that's going to be worse than the first wave of COVID-19. Right. So when that second wave hits, what is your plan? What is your plan if you are no longer considered essential, or if your company goes under? Because that's a really big thing. The economy right now is, it's on thin ice. It's on thin ice. And so you want to make sure, especially those of you who have families, that you are prepared to continue to support your family financially in the event that something else happens, because 9 to 5s are never guaranteed.
Good points, Kimberly. Good points. Good points, boss lady. So I want to jump into the Boss Experience app. You are a featured business in our directory. So tell us more about your experience with the Boss Experience app.
So I downloaded the app before I was even featured in the app, because I'm one of those people, I like to test things out. I like to see what it's all about, before I sign on to it. I don't want to be, just jumping out there and I'm not sure. So I can say that I do like the app. The coloring on it and everything, the pictures are very bright. It's quite engaging. And for the app to have so many components to it, it is quite user friendly. So I do like that. And I actually first downloaded the app to look at the venues, because you have a directory of venues in the area. And I have, many projects that I'm working on now. And so I just kind of wanted to scan and see, like, hey, this is a place where I know that these are active venues. Let me just go on here and look and see. And so I was quite impressed, with the app and how well it was designed, because I've, been invited to download and look at other apps, and they weren't as well designed as the Boss Experience app is.
Thank you. So tell us, for our viewers who are watching, people who are considering to download the app, what is one takeaway that you would say they can get when they download the app?
The takeaway that I would say is definitely you have a directory in your pocket. That, and that's where I'm featured on, is the Boss Experience directory. This is a directory of other businesses to network at, so that in itself is valuable, just because you're always, if you are in business, you're thinking about being in business, networking is everything when you are an entrepreneur. And so you have a directory of active businesses that you are able to scan through. If you're looking for someone to support, it's right there in your pocket. Everyone carries their cell phone with them. Beyond that, you have the venue listing. There is so much information as far as connecting with the podcast, the articles, other businesses that have been featured. So you're basically talking about having Google in your pocket, without the need for a laptop. So I find that to be very valuable. All of the information that's on there, the directories, the venues, the podcasts, and the people that you're interviewing, there's information there that people can really learn from and be inspired by. So put it in your pocket, download the app.
Awesome. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for sharing your feedback about the app. Viewers, if you have not downloaded our app, please make sure you do so. It is available for free in the Apple and Google Play Store. Just type in the Boss Experience. The app will pop right up for you. It is a red logo that says the B app. So download that app. It is free to download. So, Kimberly, let's jump back into you. So tell us what you're most proud of with your business.
I can say that I'm most proud of what I'm helping people to accomplish. Because, when I work with a client, and most of them are small businesses, so I get, you can call it instant gratification, I guess, once I help them build their business and the excitement that they have, and when things start happening, because I know that I'm helping them to build something for their children and their grandchildren and their great grandchildren, and that's something I will always be proud of. Anyone that I've ever taught or helped, and they come back and share their success with me, I'm proud. I'm so proud, because I feel like I was a part of it. I was a part of that village that took you beyond, your starting point. And that's important to me. And so I will always be proud of that. Always. I don't think that I can't foresee myself ever being desensitized to it. Every single time one of my clients gets their paperwork back about LLC or an incorporate, I'm shouting on the phone with them. I'm so happy for them because they are building something that is going to benefit their family, and they are leaving something behind for their children. And for that, is great. And I know that I'm helping them to build a second stream of income. And I don't know what's greater than that. I'm not exactly sure what else feels the same, because every single time a client starts a business, it's like a birth. And I'm sitting there, like the proud auntie or godmother, and I'm just, I'm ready to just spoil them. I'm shouting it out, telling everyone, and I'm referring people to them because I think it's great. I think, support is everything.
Awesome. I definitely agree with that. Support is everything. And, you having that passion and excitement of those, having those businesses and having that progress, that is something to be very proud of, because you are the person to help them do it. So congratulations to you. That is a great thing. So tell us, if someone was looking to get into the field that you are currently in with your business, tell us what is something you would tell them as an inspiring entrepreneur looking to pursue what you do.
So if someone is interested in being a business coach or a business consultant, the first thing that I advise them to do is to actually do their research, because being an entrepreneur, there's so many different things in there. And what you don't want to do is to get out there, put yourself out there, and you're not equipped or educated for the things that are going to come at you, because that in itself will turn away potential clients. If you jump out there and you call yourself a business coach or a business consultant, and you don't have the experience or the education of working with clients to really help them, you're going to get, some initial negative feedback that it will take a little while before people trust you again. And as an entrepreneur, trust is everything. Your business is only as good as your last review. And so that is definitely that. I also recommend that if they've never worked with a business coach, that they work with one first. Because that really then that puts you on the other side. You see what it's like as a client. Business coaches share their tools with you, because they're setting you up for success. And so they're equipping you with tools and things that you can take back to your clients. So those are definitely, like initial steps that I'm thinking about. Anyone who wants to be a business coach or a business consultant, definitely do your homework, make sure that you're there, and also make sure you're passionate about it. Because if you're not passionate about helping people, this is not necessarily the field for you. People love to jump into things because they think that it's going to make them money. There's nothing wrong with money. I like money. I like nice things. But at the end of the day, if you have to be passionate about helping people. And so if you're not passionate about helping people, this isn't necessarily the field for you.
Thank you for sharing that. Definitely some great points. I definitely agree with you in regards to someone not being passionate, because I feel like it's going to show in their work. They're not passionate if they didn't do their research. It definitely shows. So thank you again for giving us that amazing knowledge, like a true boss as you are. So definitely for our viewers, how can we find and follow you on social media? How can we connect with you to do business?
So my website is a great way to connect with me, and that's www.kimberlylawson.net. NET. And so from there, all information about me is up. You're able to book consultations with me, and I do offer a free 20-minute meet and greet conversation. This is so that, me and a potential client, we get to meet each other, we get to talk and interact, and I want to hear, what your ideas are. And at the end of that call, let you know how I'm able to help you before you jump out there. So my website is a great way. I'm on social media. My Facebook page is Lawson Learning Academy. And so you can connect with my Facebook page. And again, it's on my website. The links are there. And I'm also on YouTube as Kimberly Lawson 1 on YouTube. And so my YouTube channel offers a plethora of information that I'm putting out there, business tips, advice. You can also follow my podcast on there. And see any of my interviews. But if you cannot remember all of that, because that's a lot of information, just remember KimberlyLawson.net. From there, you are able to connect with everything, because all of my social media pages, the links and things are shared on my website.
Awesome. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for speaking with me today. It was definitely a pleasure to learn more about your business. Viewers, thank you for tuning in today. Again, if you do not have the Boss Experience app, please make sure that you download it. Again, it is available for free in the Apple and Google Play Store. Just type in the Boss Experience. Kimberly, thank you so much for talking with me today, and I hope to have you on again soon.
Listen, anytime, just let me know. And to all of the beautiful viewers who are watching this video live or possibility replay, I just want to say thank you for your time. And I hope that anything I shared you found to be beneficial. Remember to go to KimberlyLawson.net.
All right, awesome. Viewers, thank you for your time today, and thank you for choosing the Boss Experience. Until next time.